Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the hashtag
TFR
Motivation Monday Zoom. We are Dr. Dondi and Marcy Nettles.
Hey,
I really love looking at that new spring version of that pride that you see there.
So
but
much promise.
Welcome, everybody. We are in week 4. We're rounding out the training series of We Asked, You Answered. Want to know what more information do you want to know about our company, about our products, about certain scenarios? Completely up to you. You ask the questions, we answer them, and that's what we're going to do. But before we get into today's Zoom, let's tell them about this YouTube channel.
Well, it's really a resource. It's a resource for you to be able to go and find the calls that we do like right now and upload, or that it's a place to go and find answers to questions that you're being asked as well. It's evergreen material that if you go and you subscribe to Team Freedom Reigns on YouTube, you can opt in to be notified so that you see when we put up new content, but you can also sift and sort through the trainings that we have done over the years that will help you be able to educate yourself first, but then also to help answer questions as third-party tools for either prospects or new team members. So make sure that you understand that this is a resource for you. And the way for you to take advantage of it is by being subscribed. So go do that after the call.
Absolutely. You know what? I think it's perfect example of sometimes you have a good invitation and sometimes you have a less than good invitation. So whether it's an invitation to look at your material, look at your products, look at your business opportunity, or in our case, a situation like this, an invitation to share questions or give you information that you wanted to know, because I'm looking at the numbers on Facebook, looking at the numbers on Zoom, and the numbers are down. So maybe this 4-week training session was something that maybe we thought people needed. In reality, they didn't. I don't know. You guys tell us that, because the questions that were asked were very good, but there wasn't a lot of them. So when we look at those things as leaders, we want to make sure that we're getting out content. And sometimes and this was my idea, I will take credit for it or blame for it, however you want to look at it. But I wanted to know, what do you guys want to know? And maybe it was the way we asked the question, I'm not sure. But I want to make sure that we are giving you the type of leadership, support, training, encouragement that you guys require. So based on that, and maybe let me know whether or not I made a good assumption, a bad assumption, kind of missed the mark. You guys are more than welcome in this session to give us feedback and questions in the chat, because depending upon how long it takes to answer these questions that we have, we can open up to your live questions. So thank you guys for, number 1, tuning in, number 2, sharing the information, and 3, being the leaders that you are.
Yeah, as you're all showing up here on this Zoom tonight with the call, with the rest of the team and other people, and each one of you have a vested interest in improving your lives, whether it's your health and your finances. We know that by plugging into these types of calls and doing it together, it's just going to make things get easier and easier for you. So congratulations on being here. And now we just have to decide, how do we want to move this forward, and how well are you going to participate in giving us ideas and asking questions and helping us to be able to bring the right material and content to you. Now, one thing I do recognize, though, is that in the questions that were asked in the first 3 calls, we got such great questions and we went pretty in depth and in detail into them.
Yep.
And so maybe some of the questions that each of you had were answered in those calls, right?
Good point.
And so that's a very good possibility and reason why you didn't reach out with your own call or questions, because you got them answered already.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing is, guys, if you have a question, you didn't get it answered, there's only one person responsible for that.
Truth. You know, and the way you just put that and the way you phrase that, thank you for helping me understand. It reminds me of a story we heard at a seminar this weekend about a blind man who was, a little boy was introduced to a blind man, and it was obvious by the way he was acting with the stick, walking around in the dark glasses, that he was blind. And the young, ignorant, and let's just say not having a lot of life experience young boy asked him, how long ago did you lose your vision? And the blind man said to him, oh, I'm blind, but I've never lost my vision. And then he proceeded to tell him about the things he wanted to accomplish in life. So sometimes when we think we're seeing something or not seeing something, maybe it's the vision that's a little off, and getting in tune with the vision, specifically your own, and where you want to take this business opportunity is of utmost importance. So thank you for that clarification.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, if you didn't see where we asked about questions or weren't on the calls when we asked, you know, it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. Whatever questions you have, they could be future call topics. And so please make sure that you still get us any questions that you have or any clarity that you need on something, because we would absolutely love to be able to help you with that. You know, you're either all amazing leaders or you're leaders in the making. And we want to make sure that we give you all the resources that you need to be able to be who you really truly want to. So again, that's in your court though. So
Right.
let us know how we can help with that. But we
And
do
most of
have
you guys
some
are all
great,
probably so busy building your businesses anyway that you don't really have many questions, and that's also awesome. So somewhere in all of that is the ultimate answer for each and every one of us. So go ahead. What did you want to say?
I wanted to get on with the call.
Let's go. Let's
Because
start
we've
with
got
question number
3
one.
amazing questions that we are going to
Nice.
process through. And again, we asked this over the past 4 weeks in different areas. And so this question actually comes from Micah Palmer. She asked, when sharing the LV information, how do you know what road to take and what info to share, product or business, video or call? It's so many things that we could add into that, right? But such a great question, Micah.
It's a very layered question.
Yeah, but super, super on point. So
yeah, and I would just say from an aerial overarching perspective, focus on solving problems, not selling products. Now, inherent in solving the problem, we are going to sell products, but the reality is, when you're being sold, when you want to buy something, or when you have a need to buy something, and if you can identify your own need and then go to someone who provides that need, then you're okay with buying a product that they're going to sell you. But if you're being sold something, 1, you didn't ask to buy, 2, you feel like you're being imposed upon, then you're probably doing, or when people do that to you, and we all know what that feels like, then the process is wrong. Not the intent necessarily, but the process. So just kind of looking at it this way, focus on solving problems and not selling products, because nobody wants to be that greasy used car salesman you see there in the middle. But we all want to be that, hello, I'm a problem solver, because when people have problems, who do they go to? Problem solver. So identify yourself as such, and not the used car salesperson or that persona. So great question. So then we can get into some specifics.
Well, and the one thing is that being business owners and being people who are representing what we have to represent, which is high quality products that are changing people's lives, that are scientifically proven, that allows people to create additional income. That's something that we need to cherish and we need to protect. And so that starts with how we introduce it to those people that we want to share with, right? Because the thing is that people are out there with problems. A lot of them, right? I bet right now you could think about at least a couple handfuls of people that you saw either on social media over the weekend, over the last holiday, that were complaining about something or need help with something, right? And those people want solutions to the problem they have. The problem is that they have been approached by so many different people in so many different ways that was not the way that they needed it, that they have been that person that when you go to a car lot and you know exactly what you want and you know that you're hoping to find it there. And so when the person walks out those double glass doors and says, "Hey, what can I help you with?" all of a sudden you put up this wall and say, "Oh, no, nothing, I'm good. I'll come find you if I need anything." And yet we know that they probably have the answers to what we want, but we have this idea in the back of our minds of what this experience is going to be like. And so what we want to do is we want to help people have a new experience. We want to help people have this opportunity to learn about something that is going to benefit them. And we want to represent it in such a way that they are open to hearing about it. So focusing on the problems that they have, asking questions about that, and not instantly jumping into, "Oh my gosh, I have something that's going to totally fix that for you." Building that rapport.
And based on that, I need to brag on Marcy for a second. So a little over a week ago, Friday, we were in the Phoenix airport flying to Sioux Falls, South Dakota to do the LifeVantage Academy there. And we're on a tram heading from the terminal from the parking lot to the terminal. And there's these 2 Southwest flight attendants talking to themselves. Marcy and I are on there carrying our bags. They're having a conversation, interestingly enough, of all things, breast implant illness. And this one flight attendant is sharing with the other flight attendant her friend's experience about the detox of going through the surgery of breast implant illness, having her implants taken out, and the process of detox and how difficult it was for her friend who wasn't even there. So we're sitting there. I see Marcy instantly, her ears perk up. And after they concluded the conversation, Marcy says, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop on your conversation, but I had breast implant illness. I had my implants taken out. In fact, in another month, it'll be a year, and it's a long road. And this woman had just recently had her implants out. And she goes, it's been a long road. I'm still detoxing. Would you mind if I gave you my card? If your friend had any questions, would you have her call me? I'd love to walk her through the process. Now, the process was about detoxing from breast implant illness. And the woman was like, oh my gosh, thank you. Not, oh my God, get away from me. I'm repulsed by your approach. Marcy was offering a solution, or even a potential solution, to a problem of a person who wasn't even there, but her friend was. And her friend says, oh my gosh, yes, thank you. Took Marcy's card, gave it to her friend. And literally the next day, Marcy receives a text from the friend who wasn't there. Marcy and her have had a conversation. We had a 3-way call today with the gal, Leanne, who was the friend who wasn't there. And tomorrow we're going to meet Leanne to give her samples of Axio and talk with her about activating her body. All because we were listening in on a conversation, showed an interest to help somebody with a problem, and it was received very, very well, rather than looking at you like you're crazy. What are you trying to sell me? None of that, because we weren't trying to sell products. Marcy wasn't trying to sell products. She was trying to help solve a problem for a friend who wasn't even there. That was the approach. It was from start to finish, all the way through. And we're going to meet her tomorrow to give her samples and share with her activation. And she'll probably become at least a customer, because Marcy was on the spot listening when a problem arose. And she was there to offer a potential solution to a stranger who wasn't even there. And that's how it works. And it was received wonderfully every step of the way.
Yeah. And we'll be able to continue with that scenario in one of the next questions too, as we talk about how to help customers transition into distributors. And we can talk about that a little bit. But thank you. Thank you for that. Thanks. But it's a matter of being aware of the people around us, and even the people around us that are talking about people that aren't around us, right? Because if you from your heart want to be able to help with adding benefit to people's lives and bring solutions, even just offering to have a conversation with Leanne was, me showing my heart. And I had no even thought or plan to talk to her about our products in the beginning.
And she even asked about it.
Yeah, it was all about supporting her. It was all about being a resource for her, because I have experienced it. How many of you have experienced something in your life that other people are now starting to experience something similar?
Right.
Seriously, I would love to know in the chat. It's like, how many of you have gone through something that was difficult for you? And it was really hard when you were in it, but then you worked your way through it and you learned some things. And then after you learned those things, you got to the other side, you felt stronger, you felt empowered, and you felt like when you heard someone was starting to go through what you had just been through, that you might have some good wisdom to share with them.
Yes.
And so just think about that. Think about the people that you can help because you've been through something and because you've learned through it. And guess what? Not one of us that's on this call or will watch this call has lost our lives because of the difficulties we've been through, right? And so you have that wisdom gained from difficulty that you can share with others. And if you start from there and then let it organically work into, well, I've also learned about this amazing activation process that has really helped me. And it might be something you're really interested in too, because I've experienced this, this, and this. And from what you said, it sounds like those are some of the same benefits you're looking for.
Yeah.
So just let it organically move into that. And then that way it's not that used car salesman, and we can become a different company. We can become a different way of sharing the information, because if we can really focus on being different and being that and company, right? That we offer our products, we offer our opportunity, we offer both together, and we offer them separately because we are the and company.
Right.
How about we be cool people too?
Right.
I think that's important.
That is awesome.
Yeah. So anything else you want to add on that?
Great job.
Okay. Here we go. All right. Odell's
question.
in the house. Okay. So this question is, how do you convert a customer to an independent distributor? Great question. And I don't think that enough of us are focused on this as much as we should be. Because think about this, guys. If you have already helped someone understand the value of our amazing products and they are your customer, then you are already so far ahead of the curve than just trying to go out and find someone that you want to have as a distributor, right? Because you've already gotten past the questions of, do these products really work? Am I going to experience anything? Is this any different than anything else that I've already used? You know, all of those questions that you get from people that have never tried our products. But once you have someone that is having a really great experience, or even just getting some benefits, seeing differences in their life with the products that they're on, there is a process to customer care. Okay, so customer care includes reaching out to those people that you've personally invited and shared this information with that have started as customers to see how their experience is going, seeing if they have any questions, seeing if you can connect them with someone that's part of the team to answer those questions. Even if they are already a customer, it's important to introduce them to more people that are part of the team, because that's going to start showing them the system, right? And that they don't have to know everything on their own. Another thing, when they're a customer, do you mind if I just run through this?
Go for it. You're doing great.
Another thing, when you already have somebody that is your customer that has a LifeVantage ID number that is part of your organization, and we have so many more products than what they are probably using at this time, you can start introducing them to additional products, whether it's someone that's on the Tri-Synergizer and has never used Axio before. You know, reach out to them, let them know if they've ever heard of it. And if they would have ever, or if they're looking for ways to increase their physical energy and their mental clarity, right? And you can ask them, it's like, I've got this amazing product. Can I share a video and send you a couple samples? Right? Let's introduce them to additional products so that you can first be increasing and building your business by adding additional product volume when they order Axio, because everybody loves Axio after they have the opportunity to try it, right? Or how about our skincare or our hair care? People that are getting great benefits from NRF2, and if they don't even know that we have NRF2 activated hair care and skincare, then you're doing a major disservice to them, but also to your business, because more than likely they are using things on their hair and skin that's creating more oxidative stress, that is making it harder for their bodies to function the way that they want. And so introducing your customers to new products, additional products than what they're using, and if it's a sampleable product, sending them samples is a great way for you to grow your business, help them experience more products, and build belief in the products by using. And then you can introduce them to the friends and family program, because you can say to them, it's like, oh my gosh, you're getting such great results. I love these conversations we've had. Who do you know that are looking for the same benefits that you've been getting? And start getting this information and help them share the information out to those people using the friends and family program. Introduce them to that give 10, get 10, right? That when a new person, they can share $10 off the first order of the people that they refer. And when they use that $10 off, they also get $10 off their next order. So this gives them the opportunity to see how sharing the information gets them a benefit, right? It's a financial discount. And then after they've done that a couple of times, you can say, hey, you know, we really need to talk about how you can actually make some additional money by sharing these products exactly the same way that you've been doing it, but instead of getting the discount, you can actually earn a paycheck. You want to add something in there before I go?
Yeah, I want to. And when someone is having, or they've shared something with you about a product benefit that they're having, and they give you some kind of great feedback when you're talking with them about a product, this is what I love to do. I love this strategy. First of all, congratulating them on taking their health seriously.
Yes.
So if something sounded like this, you know, congratulations, I really applaud you for taking your health seriously. And if they are using our personal care products or any products that are related to that, say, you also seem like someone who really cares about their overall health. Are clean and green products important to you?
Love that.
And if they say yes, and say, fantastic, are you familiar with the Think Dirty app? And if they're not, please let them know about it and say, you know, in an attempt to be clean and green and use good products, use this app to look at the products you're already using. because we do have a lot of other products. And if you have products that you're using that tend to be more toxic, get back with me. We may have some options that are more clean and green for you, and would increase your, decrease your toxic footprint, but increase your overall health. And it's a great way for them to use a third-party resource. And I also encourage them to take it shopping with them. You look at the product you may be thinking about buying, see if it's on Think Dirty, see what the scores are, and give them I look at it this way. Make it simple. It's a traffic light analogy. Green is go, use the product. Yellow, caution, maybe proceed with caution. It might have some toxicity products in it. And then the red, avoid them at all costs. Stop. Don't use the product. It's probably toxic to you or the environment. And then you're using a third-party resource to help share our products, because all of our products in the personal care line are very, very low on the toxicity, all green, 2s and below, and most of them 1s or 0s. And then the other part of that is now you've given them a tool to take with them shopping, but also a tool to tell people about. Because we hear all the time, they're buying shampoo, and someone's buying, I don't need to mention any names, but they're buying a product off the shelf, and they're checking it, and it's got a red score or a yellow score. They can also say, well, look, I use this product, it's green, it has this score. And now you can actually create possible product users and customers while you're shopping for your own products. Or if you see somebody shopping for a product, tell them about the Think Dirty app and friend them on Facebook. Marcy does this constantly, and share that information with them. What are you doing? You're now showing you're being a good human. You're caring about them, their environment, their overall health, using a third-party idea. And it's a great way to add additional products into the discussion that you're having.
Yeah. And by the way, if you don't know how to have a QR code on your home screen of your phone for your Facebook, it is like one of the greatest tools that we have discovered. Being able to utilize it quickly, just having somebody open up their phone and just be able to hover over that, and they can connect with you on Facebook. There's like zero friction. People do it constantly. I think I got at least 10 new contacts just over the weekend using that QR code. So we have done training on that in the past. So, hey, gosh, you could go to that resource we talked about, that YouTube channel, and go and find that training as well. So, and as you see here, we've also continued with the introduce to team and system. So I already mentioned it once, but all along the way, as your customers have questions about the new products or what they're experiencing, if there's a tool to share with them, use the tool. But if there's not, make sure that you introduce them to the team so that they can see that there's a plethora of resources for them to be able to choose from. Thank you very much. For them to choose from in getting answers to any questions they have. More simple you keep it, the quicker they will find themselves seeing them doing what you do. And then inviting to events is a great way to be able to nurture the process of moving your customers into business partners, because you want to share with them the whole process, the whole system, right? Mm-hmm. And attending all events is part of that system. So LVAs is a great one to invite them to. Inviting them to opportunity presentations or tagging them in the Tuesday night success calls. That's another really easy, low friction way of getting them in front of the information. And even, the Activate 2022. Guys, I want to know in the comment section, please, 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 if you are registered, let us know that you are registered, because we want to celebrate you for making a phenomenal decision. This is going to be an event that is the first of its kind, and it is going to catapult LifeVantage. And those of us that are there in person are going to have a heads up first of all, we're going to get the information first, and we are going to get a full day of training and planning on how to take the new product launch that's happening out to the market and share it with everybody. But you've got to be there. But this is another great opportunity to be able to invite your prospect. You do have to register and pay for a ticket for them. But if this is a serious person, a customer of yours that has been using the products that is connected, it's worth the investment of getting them a ticket to go, right? And then after you've gone through all of this process and they are excited about the experience that they're getting and they're ready to start a business with you, it's as simple as directing them to the upgrade button in their back office. Every customer has their own login information, just like we do. It's just a limited version of the back office compared to what we have access to. But in that back office, there is an upgrade to distributor button. All they have to do is fill it out, and you can help coach them with the benefits of the different packs before they enroll. So guys, go out there, nurture the relationships of the work that you've already done and the customers you have, and build your business by helping them become business partners.
Turn those caterpillars into flying butterflies. And congratulations, Rachel, Marion, Odell, and Mary Ellen, for registering for Activate 2022. You guys are amazing.
Awesome. And I know
Great job.
Micah is too, and Hagen and Dave Mack will be there. Hey guys, if you don't know about it too, we do have a 1-day vision summit the day before the Activate 2022. If you have not registered for that yet, you'll definitely want to come and check that out so that you know what that event is like. And it's also a great resource to be able to bring your customers to be able to bring your prospects to see the total picture and the vision of LifeVantage. All right, Emmy. Emmy has a question here, and hers is, how do you create and maintain momentum when you have a lot of brand new distributors? That's a good problem to have, having a lot of brand new distributors. Go ahead.
And whether it's you personally or on your team, and this always happens when we have new markets or new products. Great question, Emmy. And the simplest of answers is the teamwork. Remember the ITT, that second T is the team. So never do anything alone. Don't ask their questions. Don't be the presentation. Use your tools, use your team. So what does that look like? Right when someone asks you a question, great question. Let me get you on the line with someone who's been doing this longer than me, or let me send you a video that will explain it to you, or let me send you a link on my website that has an amazing blog article that will answer that question, or wonderful question. Let me send you the FAQs on that product. Fill in the blank, use a tool. Don't be the one doing it. Now, the other is use your team. I just kind of gave an example. Let me introduce you to someone who's been doing this longer than you on your team, whether it's your upline, your crossline, your downline, doesn't matter. It just can't be you. Now, I know that sounds crazy because that's how I used to think. It sounds crazy. It doesn't matter where the answer comes from. It just matters that there is an answer given. It just can't be you. And here's really the question, and we've talked about this over and over. When you give the answers, you become the expert, and no one wants to be an expert. They want to have a team that is the expert. That's the best way to do it. And then have multiple presenters. So here's the other thing. If you're the only one in your group who's doing presentations, you're automatically at a disadvantage. Get as many people in front of the information as possible, sharing the information from the front of the room. If you're drawing on a whiteboard, if you're doing it on a tear-off sheet, if you're doing it on Zoom with PowerPoint, it doesn't matter. Just be sharing the information with as many people as you can and have as many people on your team doing the same. That's how you handle the load.
But Don D, what if I'm scared?
Awesome. If you're scared, suck it up and get, because I've never heard of anybody in any network marketing company ever dying while they're giving a presentation. I've just never heard of it. You're not going to die. You're going to get through it, and you're going to have a lot of confidence when you do.
But what if I'm not very good? What if I actually suck?
Awesome part. Great question. Why you're also doing it as a team member. So if someone goes up there and let's say they give the wrong answer. So this was ABC. It was released in 2015 when it was released in 2005. No one cares. But if there was information like this, the little yellow pill is NRF5 activation and it's really NRF2. That may be something to clean up. But if somebody, because when you're nervous, when you're scared, when you're anxious, when you're new, there may be some details that may be off. Don't worry about the details because someone else can actually clean that up for you. But don't let that hold you back, because the best thing you can do is fail. Mm-hmm. Fail, 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 fail. Mm-hmm. The greatest successes are starting off with the biggest failures, because if you fail and continue, you'll have the confidence and certainty to go be successful, because the people that are the most successful have simply failed the most and the most frequently. So fail forward.
Yeah. And the quicker that you can show people that just getting in action, they don't have to be good at it. The more people you have in action, the quicker more people will be improving.
Yeah.
right? Because it is in the process that we progress or, get better. And so one of the things that when I very first got involved with LifeVantage, Bob and Laura Robbins enrolled me back then. And Laura and we just started going to every presentation that we could find on Big Blue Calendar. Now it would be Big Blue Calendar in person, and also all these Zoom presentations that are all over the place, right? But we went to as many of them as we possibly could. We took guests every time we could, but even if we didn't have guests, we went, and what we did is we watched, we took notes, and we found our voice. Because if you keep going to the same presenters over and over and over again, you're going to try to be like that presenter, but you need to be like you. Okay. And so if you go to a bunch of different presenters and you just pick out the pieces that really resonate, and then you apply your voice to it, you can come up with your own powerful presentation over time. And then what we did is we started exactly what Don D is talking about, is we started doing our presentations together. And so I did part of it, and then Laura did part of it. And then we would switch, and we would get Beth good at sharing all the parts of the story, instead of only be focused on what we knew on one side. And so just know, don't ever do anything alone. ITT it and get in action using the tools and utilizing your team. So go ahead with that.
Yeah, I want to share a story. This is a story, probably one of the most vivid memories I've had in this business. And it was somebody who enrolled in the afternoon at a Denny's. They enrolled at a Denny's, and there was a presentation that night. So literally less than 5 hours later. And the person who just previously enrolled at Denny's the morning or earlier that day at lunch got up in front of the room and did most of the presentation. And they said our company name wrong. The guy kept saying LifeVantage, LifeVantage, not even pronouncing the name of our company right. And he was talking about Protandium. He couldn't even pronounce our main flagship product right. And in one couple times he called it protein. And there was so many people that were impressed by that I remember going, this guy has courage. This guy doesn't even know what he's talking about, but his passion and his excitement is what got people in the room enrolled. And there was almost every prospect that was there. He didn't have any prospects. He was just so excited to share it, but almost every prospect that was there enrolled, even though he didn't pronounce the company name right, the product name right, called it protein and not protandum or protandium, and didn't even know how to pronounce any of the ingredients, but he went up there and did it. And I remember thinking, that guy has courage. So the people that are polished presenters in the room are going to be impressed by that. The people that are deathly afraid of public speaking are also going to be impressed by that, because the person who's been in the company, who's never done a presentation, knows the difference between LifeVantage and LifeAdvantage, and knows the difference between Protandium and protein. And they're going to go, oh my gosh, if that person can do it, I can do it. So go out there and really suck it up bad, and watch how much momentum it creates in your team. So great question, Emmy.
Yes. And yes, Linda, that is a great point there. Ignorance on fire.
Yes.
We've all heard that term. You want to run like your hair's on fire, right? And that's exactly what you want to do. You don't want to be like lying and telling falsehoods or anything like that, but you want to be so excited and going out and doing your part. You don't want to go out and do it by yourself, because that's not using ITT, right? But you want to go and start doing your part right away. And then one of the reasons why we really want you guys to understand resources, and why I phrased it that way about the YouTube channel, is because you want to really be able to point to information and not tell your prospects everything. And so if you can know where the information is at, and you can point or provide a link or a document or a video, or connect someone to your team, your business, yes, the app, you are going to be able to build your business and maintain a strong building business when you're in momentum, when you have a lot of new business partners, because they have been empowered with resources. So a good leader always points, doesn't just answer the question. So keep it simple again, because no matter what you do, you are duplicating or replicating. And so that could be negative or positive. And we want to make sure that we're all moving forward in a positive way.
Absolutely. Great question, Emmy.
Great job, Emmy. Woohoo! And back to Micah again. Micah had all kinds of crazy, amazing questions at the end of last week. And so we were like,
this is the repeat question.
What happened?
I must have sent you the wrong slide.
Yep, you did. But what was the other question? So tell me quick, what was the other question?
Oh, I know the question. No, wait.
Here, let's just go to this here. Okay. So
this isn't the same question.
Okay. So when sharing the LV information, how do you know what road to take? Yeah, it's a completely different question.
Yeah, my bad.
To take and what info to share, product or business, video or call. And it is the same. Kind of.
Let me see.
So I'm not sure exactly what happened there. So, but you'll get the gist of it here. And by the way, we know that we've answered similar questions to this previously.
I know what I did.
It's
this
okay,
is the right
whatever.
question in the right slide. The first question was, how do you do this without being salesy or feel like you're imposing on people and being tacky?
Yes. So it's okay. You guys got it.
Sorry,
right?
Micah, for screwing your questions up.
It's all good. It's all good. And so it's a matter of, and what I was saying is that we have had calls previous to this that were very similar, and we've answered this before. But guys, this is something that we all have to understand. And sometimes it takes more than one time hearing it. Sometimes it takes getting your head knocked in a few different times before you realize that, oh, this is what's supposed to happen, right? And so it's all about sharing the whole story and letting your prospect make the decision.
Yeah. And this is the other thing, is that in the beginning, and I've done it both ways, where someone says, I want to just have you talk about the products, don't talk about the business. And then there's other people that when we asked to do a presentation, just talk about the business, don't talk about the products. And unfortunately, in the beginning, this was probably 10 years or more ago, I agreed to do it that way. And then realized there was people in the room that were there as their prospects. And why does it happen that way? Why was I asked those questions in the beginning? First, because the person who only wanted me to talk about products had a fantastic product story. And that was the most important thing. They didn't really, because of their product story, they were willing to look at the business side of LifeVantage. And then there's other people that are just looking to make money. Their products really don't matter. Just that you can share products, and in doing so, make money from sharing products. And I get that. But if you leave part of the situation out or part of the story, someone is getting underserved, because there may be someone at a product presentation that would love to take the products, but they don't have enough money to do so. And if you would have shared the business opportunity, that would have given them the ability to earn the money to buy the products they just heard about but were unable to afford. And then on the other side of this, people heard about a wonderful business, but it's like how many times have you ever heard somebody say, it sounds great, but I want to try the product first because I can't sell a product I don't believe in. But you just shared just the business. They don't know what the products are, and you're going to hear that kind of story. So if you shared all of the information, kind of consider it like a buffet. If you're hungry and you go to a buffet that has a salad bar, has the protein section, has the fruits and vegetables, has the dessert bar, you can eat whatever you're hungry for. But if you're hungry and all they have is a dessert bar and you wanted a nice salad, you're going to go find something else. So that's why buffets have everything. Dessert bars have their own unique situation, and so does every other part of the buffet. But at the entire buffet, people can go where they want and feed themselves to handle their own hunger based on their own needs. So bottom line, share the entire information or use the resource that shares the entire information and let people decide where they want to go, because we do have so many different options.
Yeah, that's why we also like making sure that we set the proper expectations as we start to share a presentation, being that, hey, you can see yourself in one of three different ways by the time you've seen this information. Yes. One, you're going to see products that you absolutely want to use and get your body activated so that you can slow down the rate at which you're aging. You want to look younger than your friends, right? So you'll more than likely definitely want to become a customer. Second one is you're going to see the value in this business opportunity. You're already going to be using the products. So why not make some extra money and be able to share this with other people that you love and care about? And you might want to become a distributor. Or the third option is you don't care at which rate you're aging. You're not really interested in the products, and you've got plenty of money, so you're not looking to do the business, or this just isn't the model for you. Then who do you know Who do you know that might be interested in taking control of their health and wellness in a new way? Or who do you know that is looking for ways to make some additional income to supplement what they've got going on in their household? Who could you refer me to? And then ask them to make a warm connection. Don't just ask for the contact information of the person. You want them to personally introduce you to this person that they want to refer you to, so that when you actually get on the phone with them, that you can have a warmer connection than at it just being a cold market contact. So one of three things: customer, distributor, or referral source. Yeah. And if you don't share the whole presentation, you can't cover those three things.
Right. How does it feel, Marcy, as a vegan or vegetarian, going to a huge food spread that has meat in everything?
It's really frustrating, and it makes me feel very unimportant and not cared for.
Right. And you leave hungry. You came hungry, you leave hungry, even though it was all kinds of options.
And I actually get a little bit
annoyed.
Annoyed and really frustrated and disappointed, because seriously, and by the way, this happens a lot, guys. It happens a lot. And when you see that there's not, your choice is not there because they eliminated it from the options. And I hope you're seeing the analogy that we're sharing with you right now. And if you choose to only put the products out there and somebody was looking for a business opportunity and yet it's not there, you could actually be damaging relationships and making people feel unseen and unimportant because you're not providing them with the whole story that gives them the option that they were actually looking for.
Right.
That was a good one.
Well, I know you've been through that.
Yeah, I've been through it many times.
Yeah. And we just went through a 2.5-day seminar where they asked well in advance, what kind of meal choices would you want? And they had something for everyone because they asked in advance, but they presented it all. That was really cool. So yeah.
Yeah.
I just know because I knew you could share a personal experience with that.
Yeah. You're so good. Isn't he good? He's so good. All right, so let's go on here. And I think that is the end of the questions for today. So we hope that you guys got some value out of this series that we did, where we asked you what questions you had. Now, keep in mind, if you didn't get your questions into us to have them as part of these this series, please reach out to us. Please private message us or text us, because we would love to be able to hear what questions you have, hopefully be able to help you with those questions, and then potentially in the future use them as a teaching point in one of the future TFR calls.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
You're all amazing. We want to do everything we can to support all of you. So thank you all so much for showing up. Thank you for the leadership that you bring and the humanness that you bring, because that's what it takes to run this business successfully and partnership and lock arms with everyone. So we appreciate each and every one of you so very much. Thank you for your leadership.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Have a
guys.
good night.